Guy JANIBEK Alim Anala faints while trying to starve himself to make weight. Does this shed light on a much bigger problem in boxing? All this and more on the latest edition of War Week Boxing Chat.
Radvashan Holdings proudly presents War Week Radio Chats with ring announcer Joseph Herron.
Guys, happy Friday to all of you guys. Happy Friday, guys. What is it, July 12th? Oh, be still my heart. We're already almost midway through July. And, boy, I tell you what, it doesn't even seem like it's been a couple days past June. But that's where we are right now, guys, in 2024. And I tell you what, there's been plenty of boxing news to discuss. Just like the title states, guys, we're going to talk about Shakur Stevenson. We're going to talk about Boots Ennis making his debut for Matchroom Sport on DAZN. Tomorrow evening, he made weight. We're also going to talk about JANIBEK Alim Anala and him fainting, going to the hospital from suffering from severe dehydration. Does this shed a lot more light on a much bigger underlying issue in boxing? And we're also going to talk about Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum. How do you like that? And guys, before we get started, and once again, I apologize. I played the wrong intro, although both songs were written and penned by my son, produced by yours truly. So guys, if you're interested, go check out Roshii, ROSHII, anywhere you listen to music, YouTube Music, Spotify, Pandora, iHeart Music, all that stuff. Roshii, ROSHII. That's my sonny, Joseph Herron Jr., who wrote both songs, right? The intro to Rick Glazer's Real Talk with Rick Glazer, also James Gogi, his segment on this program, as well as War Week Boxing Chats, right? That's my sonny. I'm so proud of him, man. He's such a good dude. Guy. Hold on. Mini Mill. Welcome to the show, sir. And thank you for always supporting War Week Boxing. How realistic is Ryan Garcia versus Virgil Ortiz? Well, look, seeing that Ryan won't be available for another, 9.5 months. Who knows? But he won't be able to make 40. Well, you can forget about that. And more than likely, he won't be able to make 47 if he wants to compete within, let's just face it, guys. He's not serious about boxing right now. In fact, he just put out a video on social media. Once again, he needs to give someone his phone. Look, this is a very smart idea from Oscar and Eric Gomez, their CEO. right? Oscar's best friend. They've been best friends since they were both in school, right? In East LA, right? And this is very smart. If he has no confidence that Ryan can't save himself, well, no one can save Ryan from himself, put it that way. Then this is very smart. This will be a passing of the torch, so to speak. And look, but Virgil has to get past W.A.W first, and that's not an easy fight for anybody at 154 pounds, right? But we'll see what happens, guys. Once again, he's got a date with Destiny against W.A.W for the interim WBC title. That's going to be on August 10th in Vegas. So it's very smart on Oscar's part, but we'll see. Obviously, that is incumbent on whether or not Ryan Garcia agrees to it. Now, he believes he can actually beat Virgil Ortiz, and he insists that he got the better of the sparring that they undertook several years ago. We'll see, though. Now, once again, every fighter insists that they got the better of the sparring session, right? Now, whether or not that's reality, will that remains to be seen. But look, if you're looking to, if you're invested, and this is like playing the market, right? If you're invested in a specific fighter and his stock is plummeting, then this is the best time to cash out, right? So Oscar and Eric are very smart in doing that. And once again, guys, we're going to talk all about Oscar and Eric and Golden Boy Promotions and Shakur Stevenson. They just met with him and his handlers, so to speak. Now, once again, Shakur, when you hear him talk, and I think that's a far cry from his handlers, because just like Bob Arum just stated publicly, he's not talking, he's not listening to the very experienced and smart people around him that he's paying to advise him. He's listening to the dummies around him. And, I wish I could say that that's a far cry from reality, but no. That's a tale as old as boxing itself, guys. And everyone in this business, we call those people urban advisors. That's the moniker that Don Chargan gave me, right? And I will have to say this, guys. Here's a disclaimer, right? Here's a disclaimer. Remind me never to drink on the air with Adam Lopez, because I revealed way too much last time I was on the air. I was on Wednesday night. And I want to thank all of you guys for joining us on that evening. Oh, boy. Minnie Meal says, as much as I like Virgil, he's just not charismatic enough. He's boring and bland, but fun to watch fight. Look, as long as he's handled correctly, because in the American market, how exciting was Chavez Sr.? It didn't matter, though. He had Don King, right? As long as you have that megaphone, as long as you have that mouthpiece, it doesn't matter what you say or what you do, right? But you have to be proactive, and you have to put that word out, and you have to do something that's going to stoke that animosity among casual and mainstream audience members. Meaning me also says, Joe, heard Ryan might fight in Japan. There was a video of Ryan with a Japanese guy talking. Well, look, yeah, I saw that as well. And look, guys, right now, I don't want to talk about Ryan, because everything regarding Ryan Garcia is nothing but chatter. That's it. He's going to be out of commission for almost a year. 9.5 months we're waiting on, guys. If you want to keep tabs of that, if you want to watch the clock, be my guest, but I'm not going to. A lot can happen in almost a year. And so that's going to be entirely up to Ryan. Hawker Mustang, welcome to the show, sir. Salute to you, my friend. Thank you for supporting the program. Once again, guys, I'm going to reiterate. Remind me never to drink with Adam Lopez live on the air, because I revealed way too much last time we were on the air. Guys, and look, I've received a lot of messages saying that was probably our most entertaining and humorous episode of Warwick Boxing Chats. But or that was actually Rick Glazer's show. And it's doing very well this week. But I revealed way too much. Way too much, guys. Things that I did not want. And once again, when I've said that social lubricant in me, man, I can't keep a secret to save my life. Oh, Chingao. But anyway, guys, thank you for spending this Friday evening with me. I understand this is date night, so I allowed everything to be over and done with before I went on the air. I had a fun evening as well. Obviously not that fun because I'm here with you guys. That's not saying I don't love your company, but yeah, it didn't escalate to the next level, put it that way. No, I'm no Errol Spence, guys. I'm a very healthy heterosexual male. How's that? No, I'm not Joe Goosen either. You see that? I'm doing it again. Chingao. But guys, what would you like to hear about first? Our thoughts on Shakur and Oscar and ARUM? Would you like to hear about Boots Ennis? Would you like to hear about JANIBEK Ali Manallah? Let's start things off, guys, with JANIBEK Ali Manallah, right? So he's been scratched from the top-ranked card in Vegas this Saturday. And the primary reason why is because of his health. This is not a good thing, guys, for boxing. Okay? And this is something that we've been discussing for several years now on this channel. Because I understand that commissions for liability purposes have been insisting that it's much healthier to give these guys 36 hours to rehydrate before a fight. Pushing back, right? Or pushing ahead the time of the actual weigh-in. Guys, all that does is give a fighter more time to rehydrate and where he's going to kill himself to make a very unnatural and unhealthy weight. And that's been happening for the last several years. And this has to stop. This has to stop, guys. Now, I can pinpoint exactly when Nevada made this judgment, and every other state athletic commission fell in line. California, Texas, New York, everywhere else. And even at club shows now, they will have the weigh-ins as early as 10:30 or 11 a.m. This is not good. Now, when you're talking about a guy who's killing himself and naturally walks around at like almost heavyweight, then he's trying to kill himself to make 160 pounds. Why? Just for a couple of trinkets. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Oh, hold on. I've got this. Now, you're going to force me, Mini Meal, to reveal some additional behind the curtain information that I don't want to. Joe, why did Oscar Hopkins and Joe Goosen leave Ryan at the podium after the tank fight? I never knew the real answer to this question. I do. Now, are you guys going to twist my arm? Oh, Chingao. I will say this. If you guys really want to know, because I love you guys so much, you guys are my extended family. I will tell you. But look, I'm just going to put this out there, guys. You can do this if you want to. If you don't, that's fine. I'm raising money for my current light heavyweight, Rob Gonzalez. He's making his pro debut on August 24th, and we're getting sponsorship for him. Oh, no. Come on, Lance. Don't do that, brother. How you doing, Lance? Good to see you up here, my friend. God bless you, man. But if you guys want to contribute and donate to my light heavyweight, Rob Gonzalez, you can if you'd like. And let me put down the Cash App. There it is. Okay? I'm not forcing you guys, and obviously there's no way I can. But if you guys would like to donate and sponsor, and I will list all of your names on the program, anyone who does sponsor Rob Gonzalez this August 24th. If you guys would like to sponsor my light heavyweight, anything is sufficient. 5, 10, 20, 50, 100. Whatever you guys feel comfortable donating. And it's to a very worthy cause. He's making his pro debut, and you guys can be a part of history. And he's a big, big ticket seller here in San Antonio. And he's a dear friend of mine as well. So anything you guys can offer to support is greatly appreciated. Oh, here's my brother James. While you guys are actually mulling that over. And look, Mini Meal, remind me of this because I actually have the background story. And I can tell you this, and this may or may not jeopardize my relationship with Oscar and Eric because it's kind of on shaky ground right now anyway. But guys, at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce one of the hardest working members of this industry, the incomparable James Bell. JR, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, yo, what's happening, man? Just got back. Actually, was at a show with Janet Jackson had a concert over here, so I was like, you know what?
Did you say Janet?
Yeah.
Wow. Like, how's she looking, man?
Oh well, I mean, you know what it was. You know, a couple of months ago.
About as old as I am, dude.
What, about 58? What, something like that?
Yeah. Thanks for being nice, bro.
well, of course, like we had the little backstory of a couple of months ago where, you know, I thought that
I remember. Did you get your money back, by the way?
Oh yeah, I did.
Very good.
So, you know, I was thinking about if I was gonna go, you know, tonight, but it was like I looked at the schedule and I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go. And hey, listen, I was glad that I went. That was a show.
Yeah, brother. Yeah. You know what, man? What was her encore?
Oh shoot, I had it on video, man. But
don't tell me you're one of those guys that likes to video record
the
entire concert.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no. Well, I mean, even if I wanted to video record the entire concert, I couldn't do that at the seat that I was in because for about the first 5 songs, there was like one chick about 2 rows in front of me that stood up dancing the whole time.
I tell you what, man, girls dancing to R&B is a beautiful thing, my friend.
Yeah.
Boy,
it was a great show.
So you don't remember the encore, do you?
Nah.
I can almost tell you what it's going to be, right?
Hold up.
I can tell you it's probably going to be Control.
No, it wasn't.
Control? No, they played that earlier?
Yep. Like,
wow.
She had something else that she closed with after she did like the Rhythm Nation before she came back for Encore. So
wow.
But yeah, it was a great show. I thought it would have.
So did she end it with "What have you done for me lately"?
Oh yeah, she did that.
Oh, I love it. I
Like
love it.
all the good ones, like the ones that like our generation remembers. Like, oh yeah, she definitely did that. Definitely.
Oh, Chingao, dude.
So,
Yeah, Janet, when she was working with Jimmy Jam and
mhm.
Terry Lewis, those guys are two of the greatest producers of R&B in history. Like you
Oh,
track
without a doubt.
their careers back to Morris Day and the Time,
Yep.
Prince, like they're legends in this industry,
Yep.
right? And look at this. You know what? I'll take that as a compliment, Toby. Joe, the aging rock star. You know what? The fact that you referred to me as aging and not aged, I'll take that as a compliment. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you what a great show. And I'm glad you had the opportunity to go because she is going nowhere near Texas, brother.
Mm. Well, I thought she had dates in Fort
Maybe
Worth and
maybe
Austin.
Houston, maybe
No,
Dallas, maybe
no. Well, Fort Worth for Dallas and Austin. Uh, those are like at the back
Austin.
end. Yeah,
Is she scheduled to go to Austin?
yeah,
Holy shit! I gotta go.
yeah. That's like part of the last few ones is Oklahoma City, Fort Worth, and Austin, Texas. So yeah,
Wow. I bet you she's going to the Smirnoff Center in Fort Worth.
probably. Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
check to make sure, but yeah.
I just finished, Toby Bartlett says, I just finished watching a documentary on Queen about 2 minutes ago. Yeah, you heard us talking about Errol Spence in our last episode, didn't you? Yeah. Hold on. Lance
Oh
says
my
you're
God.
Joe Biden and Bob Arum. Oh, Chingao, brother. Look, I'm much more articulate than both of them combined at this day and age. So I don't know what you're talking about, my friend, but it's good to see you, my friend. Yeah.
Anyway.
But look, let's talk about JANIBEK right now. I can pinpoint exactly when the Nevada State Athletic Commission actually made this dubious ruling, right? That was back when before he was going to fight Jojo Diaz.
Mm.
I know you're just jiving, my friend. God bless you, my brother. That was he passed out, and I shouldn't be saying this, but look, I I I'm probably going to be saying this
Oh,
throughout the entire episode. I shouldn't be saying this, right? Because
oh.
that's how I roll, man, and it sucks. I can't keep a secret from many of you guys. Shit. But look, a member of the Nevada State Athletic Commission told me that he passed out, fainted, just like JANIBEK, before the weigh-in in an elevator.
Mm.
And he had to take IVs to actually recuperate and rehydrate. And they decided to move up the time of the weigh-in. And so that's what started all of this. And so now it's created a very unhealthy trend for fighters to kill themselves even further to try and make an unhealthy and unnatural weight. And we just saw the results of this. And so Devin Haney is the first. And so
Yeah.
now we're looking at it come full circle with JANIBEK Ali Manallah. And enough's enough, James. Your thoughts on all of this, sir?
Oh, there was one fight, I forgot which one it was, with Jaime Munguia, where Jaime Munguia, pretty much like nearly like fainted or something like that.
That was the Derevyanchenko fight. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, we've seen these, recent examples of these fighters that drastically cut weight in order to, make a certain weight class and everything like that. But it's getting real crazy, these days, and it's like, me, I'm not too much of a fan of, some of these fighters that have to cut down, more than 10 to 15 pounds in order to make weight. Like, I mean, whether it's like a fat camp or not. So in some cases, it's not necessarily a fat camp, and that's where the real concern is,
Yep.
because it's almost like they really don't have that much fat to cut in order to, get down to the weight that they do. So they're pretty much like a barren mess by the time they get to the weigh-in.
Yeah.
So
Look, I work with a lot of fighters, guys, and I always tell them, look, even though that might be conventional wisdom today, that's not the reality. You should be fighting at the weight division that you feel strongest at. And it never fails. Every time they compete at the weight division in which they feel most powerful, the results are much better. I don't know why they have subscribed to this ideology, and it's a facade, guys. You're fooling yourselves. If you're killing yourselves to make weight in misery the entire week before weigh-in, it's not going to result in a better product on fight day. That's the reality, guys. And I tell this to everybody, and they don't believe me. Oh, no, we want the advantage. We want the size. And dude, it doesn't matter if you can't punch yourself out of a paper bag. That's the reality, guys. When are fighters going to get the memo? James, am I just speaking to the wind?
Well, I mean, in some cases with a number of these fighters, it's almost like they're, well, of course, with them being prize fighters, they're more concerned about the prize instead of, their health. So you kind of like have that particular risk with a lot of these fighters because they just want to, make sure that they get there to their particular fight and make the money that they want to make instead of,
Yeah, and they want you to believe that they care about PEDs in boxing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all about a clean sport. Really? And at the same time, you're killing yourself to make weight, to get an unfair advantage. Really, in your mind, an unfair advantage. Really? If that isn't the biggest hypocrisy, then I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Shit. You know what, guys? These fighters need to start listening to the very expensive, experienced advisors that they have around them. Okay, they pay a lot of money to very experienced people in this business. And for what? Just to listen to some idiot who doesn't know horse shit about boxing? Now, Don Chargan had a term for these people, and he called them urban advisors because he couldn't think of a better term for it, right? But that's the term that everyone uses in this business for people who don't know shit about the business of boxing, but seem to think that they know it all and whisper bullshit into a fighter's ear. It's time, guys. Stop listening to those morons and start listening to the very experienced people in your corner that you pay a lot of money to consult. James, am I wrong in making that assessment?
No, you're not. It's almost like they just don't pay attention to, what these advisors are telling them. But hey, it's their money.
Like Shakur Stevenson. That's a perfect segue to go into Shakur Stevenson. And look, let me just say this. DJ MFB. I don't even want to guess what the FMB stands for. But I remember the Michael J. Fox story with Michael Nunn. Yeah, thanks a lot. Why don't you just give me a nice paper cut and pour some lemon juice in it? Yeah, something tells me that that's going to be the gift that keeps on giving, James. And also my brother Eric Gomez. Welcome to the show, sir. Bomb squad indeed, my friend. Matthew would be happy to hear that.
Yeah, he would.
Oh, geez, and Lance Meyer, he's just a whippersnapper. Toby, leave him alone. Yeah, I'm a whippersnapper compared to Joe Biden. Absolutely. God bless you, my friend. Yeah, Hawker Mustang has the beat. Jared Hurd was a size and weight bully. He did really well for a while until he didn't, right? And then he started getting beat by everybody. And why is that?
It's only so long that you could cut that much weight.
Yep. And then you're a shell of yourself when you start getting up in age. Guys, this is a young man's sport for a reason. This sport is much better off when you fight at your strongest weight division. I don't care how tall or how long your reach is. That doesn't give you an advantage in the ring if you can't punch shit, or if you don't have the endurance, or if you can't take a good shot. I'm sorry. That's it. JANIBEK, you belong at 68, brother, at the very least.
Oh, man.
God bless you, Lance. You're the man, brother. Thank you, my friend. Look, I'll say this. And look, let me just go back to this because I know the true story behind this. Weren't you at this event, James?
Which one?
Hold on. I'm gonna pull this up.
Oh. Yeah.
Joe,
Yeah,
why did Oscar Hopkins and Joe Goosen leave Ryan at the podium after the tank fight? I never knew the real answer to this question. Well, seeing that no one wants to contribute or donate to my brother Rob Gonzalez, who's making his pro debut, I don't care. I'm going to tell you guys anyway because I can't keep a damn secret. How do you like that? And look, I'll give you the background for this first. It took me a while to get back in the good graces of Eric Gomez and Oscar De La Hoya because they hated me for a while because they signed Sergio Mora, the Latin Snake. And for a while, Eric, how do I say this without stepping on anyone's toes? Sergio told me that he wasn't being represented by anybody and he wasn't under contract with anyone, and that was a lie. And so I started shopping him around to people like Tom Loeffler, like people who markets where he would benefit. Because let's just face it, guys, America does not like fighters like the Latin Snake, Sergio Mora, a defensive specialist. That's part of the reason that SHAKUR is being scrutinized so heavily, right? And so what happened? Yeah, I found out that he was still under contract with Golden Boy. And so, yeah, they put it this way, they didn't like what I was doing. And I said, well, that's because the Latin Snake told me that he was still a free agent. He was a free agent now. And they said, well, why didn't you ask us first? And I'm like, because I assumed that the Latin Snake was telling me accurate information. And so for a while, I was not in the good graces of Golden Boy Promotions. Now I am again, and I'm about to ruin it by telling you the real reason why Oscar, B-Hop, and Joe Goosen left Ryan at the podium after the tank fight. Are you guys ready for this? James, are you ready for this?
Yep.
Yeah. It's because Oscar was fucked up beyond belief. He was not just under the ether of alcohol. He was under the influence of, well, ostensibly something else. Right? And he was so fucked up that they just they had to leave and they didn't want to be under the spotlight of the press, right? Post fight. And you're laughing because you can see this, can't you?
Yeah, it's something that I would not have been surprised about one single bit. So yeah. uh, Oscar. Oh well.
Yeah. Well, look, you guys already know that this is true, and this is something that isn't news to anybody. But mini meal, that's the real reason. And once again, you're going to get the skinny on War Week Boxing. You always do. I don't pull any punches, even though I should. Talking about pulling any punches, brother, you want to talk about Shakur and why Oscar just left that that memo on Twitter? Why do you think he was why was he as outspoken as he was, James, in terms of saying, well, the only way Shakur's going to get us a pay to fight after meeting with his brain trust is if they sign a 3-fight deal with Golden Boy Promotions. That's the only way we're interested. Why do you think he said that, sir?
He pretty much said that because he needs a quote unquote guarantee one way or another. He can't really work with Shakur Nafis Sahid Stevenson on a fight by fight or one fight basis. That's not going to work with Shakur Stevenson. He needs something more secured with somebody like that or a fighter like that.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you're telling me that Oscar needs something more than just a one-off with a guy like Shakur Stevenson. Why would that be?
I feel like it because he would need some type of investment to where it's like, oh, if I give him such and such amount of money for this one fight, I don't feel like I'm going to get the returns that I need for it. So if I have a plan with them that is for multiple fights, then I could say, hey, if I get them in this direction, then what I would get on the back end, I'll be able to get the profits that I would want for it instead of just having it in one fight.
Exactly. That's very wise. And you know what? I was told that he got this sage advice from none other than Bob Arum. Well, and that makes perfect sense. Go ahead, James. Let's hear it.
Look, Oscar, I'm telling you, I work with this young guy, and I'm telling you, he doesn't bring shit to the table. Okay, I've had multiple fights. I put him in his hometown, and he can't sell for shit.
Yep, that's it, brother. And Mini Mill, thank you for the contribution. I'll tell Rob, and we'll have your name on his jacket on fight night, August 24th. Thank you, my friend. God bless you guys. And once again, any contributions from this point forward until August 24th is going to go to my light heavyweight, Rob Zen Gonzalez. So thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. And yes, that is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And James, is there any wonder why I have yet to land a big network date up to this point? You don't have to answer that. Because I talk too much shit, dude. And that's pretty obvious. But look, guys, that's the reality. Oscar was not in the right state of mind to be faced with the media upon his fighter just getting knocked out. And that's the only reason. He loves Ryan. Even though Ryan, they've had a very tumultuous relationship, to say the least.
Oh, yeah.
But he is very fond of Ryan. And just truth be known, he's the one as well as other people involved. He is the one who actually talked Ryan into firing Lupe Valencia, his manager and attorney, right? So Ryan trusts Oscar to a certain extent, and Oscar loves Ryan Garcia, right? And so that had nothing to do with it because he lost. That's horseshit. That's from fans who don't know any better and who've never worked a minute in this business. But the reality is that Oscar was fucked up beyond belief. Did I say too much again, James? Did I say too much again?
Not, at least not to me, because you know.
You already know, dude. You already know.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised.
Okay, so then Lance or Hawker Mustang ask a very important question. Why did B-Hop not show up then? Who do you think was taking care of Oscar?
Right? Who had to pull him off to the side? Who had to?
Because they all went to dinner after the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They
Yep.
all went to dinner after the fight, and most of the reason was to take care of Oscar because he was in a very bad way. He was fucked up, and they were afraid that he was going to say something goofy like he always does. James, have you ever been in the company of Oscar De La Hoya when he's had too much social lubricant or sodita or yayo or whatever?
No, I have not.
Well, consider yourself a blessed individual then, because it's not fun. It's not fun. Like, he just goes off and he says the dumbest shit, and you're like, look, the worst part is when he stands up and starts singing when no one asked him to. Oh my gosh, dude. Wait a minute. How is this weird? Joe, it's weird how you said Oscar loves Ryan. No, he loves Ryan because he looks at a very young Oscar De La Hoya when he sees Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. It's in that sense. Come on, Toby. We don't have to do no pause or none of that type of stuff.
No, dude, he doesn't swing like Errol Spence Jr.
Whoa.
Oh shit, I just did that again, didn't I? Hi, Fee. Welcome to the show, sir. And he said, Rick Glazer's on record stating Oscar and B-Hop both had to attend a very important business meeting. Okay. Rick currently works for Golden Boy Promotions. He's going to say that. Right? He's going to say that. I don't work for Golden Boy Promotions. I can say whatever the hell I want. And there it is. Yeah, if you consider trying to sober up Oscar, a very important business meeting, okay. So what kind of very important business meeting happens at 10 or 11 p.m. post-fight on a Saturday night?
Post-fight on a Saturday night Pacific time. Like,
yep.
What are we doing?
What kind of very important business meeting happens on that day or at that time?
At that time,
if it's not including table dance.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it would include a few table dances, but that one involved another form of a table dance. Oh man,
guys! So now you know the reality, right? Oh, Rick Glazer said they had a dinner engagement. Okay, yeah, all right, guys. So once again, it's up to you. You can believe Rick if you'd like, or you can believe the person who has nothing to gain or nothing to lose, right? And there you have it. What else are we talking about, bro?
Let's see.
We're going to Shakur, right? Oscar? We were talking about
Shakur,
Oscar?
Yes.
Okay, so once again, SHAKUR, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with this guy, James? Once again, he's going to be in Philly this evening or tomorrow evening. It's already 12:20 your time, brother.
Yep.
So it's this evening.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be there, right?
Yep.
So what does SHAKUR have to gain from signing with Eddie Hearn?
I really
Who's he going to
don't
fight?
see, I really don't see who he could particularly fight there. Here's the thing though with Eddie Hearn. Well, he's like, well, I mean, I got this for you. I got this plan for you to have these fights,
Yeah.
right? So that particular thing had brought in Boots Ennis. That has brought in Jaleel Hackett. Will the same thing happen with Shakur Stevenson? I don't think so, because I'm like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. Let me see if I can figure this out. So who would he have on there to, for Shakur Stevenson to fight? Andy Cruz? Gustavo Lemos? Like, what are we talking about here?
Dude, correct me if I'm wrong, Gustavo Lemos is a 140 pounder.
Yeah, he's basically a 140 pounder, but unless if he goes back down to 135. I mean, he did have his recent fight with Richardson Hitchens at 140, where some people felt that Gustavo Lemos probably got that win, but yeah, he fell short on that. But
Yeah.
I think that Shakur Stevenson, if it was his best move, is to sign with Heyman Boxing, basically, or PBC, because it would make things easier for a potential fight against Gervonta Tank Davis. And you could also have maybe a fight with Frank Martin beforehand.
Well, look. Where's that going to take place, James?
Well, with Shakur Stevenson, right? If they lock him in with, let's say, for example, if they lock him in.
Oh, okay. Hold on, right? Brother. Hold on. This is not the first time I've heard you say Mayweather Promotions.
Yeah.
And that seems to be a common thread right now. So please make the case for Shakur Stevenson fighting or signing with Mayweather Promotions, even though they don't have any
with Mayweather Promotions
or a strong matchmaker.
Well,
state your case, sir.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I'm saying PBC.
PBC, they've got Tom Brown. Tom Brown is one of the best of this era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's undeniable, guys. Mm-hmm. Tom Brown, if you didn't know, let me give you a history on Tom Brown. This is a guy who resurrected James Toney's career when he was the matchmaker for Goose and Tudor Promotions. This is a guy who manufactured and cultivated Andre Ward's career. Right? He didn't receive any quality matchmaking when he was signed with Rock Nation. That was all Tom Brown's doing. So that would make sense if Tom Brown were indeed doing the matchmaking for Mayweather Promotions. That would make sense. But once again, where are the TV dates going to come from?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, Tank Davis, from what I've been told, Tank Davis versus Lomachenko is all but done on ESPN pay-per-view. And guys, if you must know the reality, ESPN is paying for Tank's purse as well. Am I revealing way too much, James?
Nah, that could be another part of a rumor mill.
The only reason why they're putting this on Amazon Prime pay-per-view as well, because one, PBC, that's one of the stipulations in working with Tank. And 2, it can only help. The more the merrier. The more outlets available, the better. It can only help. It can't hurt, right? From what I've been told, Tank Davis is only getting $5 million guaranteed for this fight. And he's a little pissed about that. But he's gambling on himself, which should be done at this time. He's gambling on himself and is getting 2/3 of the back end residual. That's a lot, guys.
Well, I mean, I guess that's something in comparison to what he asked for up front for the Frank Martin fight, allegedly. So this is
Hold on. Listen to this.
Okay.
Would you like to take care of my light work, James? Or do you want me to just go off on this dude?
Just like I don't waste my time. Usually I don't waste my time with folks that post that.
Well, look at his moniker.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that says it all, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Bruce, do me a favor. I don't even want to call you Bruce. BBC, do me a favor. Stay quiet while the adults speak, please. Thank you, sir. So, look, from what I'm being told, Tank is a little perturbed about the guaranteed purse that he's receiving. And we're going to segue into Canelo after this, right? Yeah, he's only getting $5 million guaranteed for this. And he's pissed about that because this is Vasily Lomachenko. I understand that this is an older Vasily Lomachenko, but it's still Vasily Lomachenko. And James, how did he look in his last assignment against George Kambosos?
Well, he did what I expected him to do against George Kambosos there. So,
but how did he look?
He looked, really good there against Kambosos. So he was able to get the stoppage. He was really, happy and proud about that with this performance that he had against Kambosos. So he's looking forward to seeing who he ends up fighting next, bro. It's gonna be Tank Davis, and I'm gonna say this: I will, one way or another, I'm going to be there.
Yep. And I tell you what, though, PBC, they're completely reliant on anyone else who's willing to invest. Once again, his last lifeline, Al Heyman, was instead of dipping into his own pocket, reliant on Turki Al-Sheikh. And what did Turki Al-Sheikh tell him?
I'm good.
Yeah. Why should I invest in a sinking ship when I can just pick off your fighters as they, defect?
Well, it's defect or whatever they, can't really handle with the TV days, as you mentioned. Like that's why we've seen over the past few months.
That's it. So
fighters,
ESPN, the reason why ESPN is coming to the table here, they understand they're losing Shakur because they failed to showcase that gold at the end of the rainbow. When's the last time they've actually had a big event, James?
Devin Haney versus Vasily Lomachenko for the undisputed lightweight championship.
How long ago was that?
Over a year ago.
Yep. And so now fighters, for some reason, have this idea, and it's not unwarranted, that ESPN is not in the business of putting together the biggest events and the biggest fights possible. They think that it's just a breeding ground for prospects. And that's what a lot of fans think. So this is hopefully going to change all of that. in the mind of ESPN brass as well as Bob Arum. And I tell you what, guys, if you love this event in November, then you'd better throw down, you better pay for it. Or else they're going to go back to being the breeding ground for prospects, right? So once again, and that's one side of it. Now you look at the other side of it. Why is Tank Davis's brain trust now going outside of the perimeter to negotiate a fight for Tank Davis? Why are they doing that all of a sudden now? What changed, James?
Oh, I can't tell you that. Like, yeah, I can't necessarily tell you that. The only thing that I say is what I pointed out to before, is what happened in this situation with his fight against Frank Martin. Because for those that didn't know, remember, it was originally supposed to have that fight in Texas.
Yep.
But then
Houston.
Vegas, yes, Houston to be specific. But then they said, hey, Vegas is like, oh, no. We'll pay you this much money for you to come over to Vegas and have that fight. And they put that much money up for him. So that's why you saw Tank versus Frank Martin in Las Vegas. But outside of that, nah.
Look, guys. Everyone knows that I was a huge proponent of PBC. And not because I'm sympathetic to Al Heyman, but because I'm sympathetic to a lot of the fighters competing under the PBC umbrella. Right? I'm all about the fight game in the U.S. market. Right? All about the fight game in the U.S. market. And who even currently, has the biggest roster of talent in the U.S. market, James?
Oh, in the U.S. market, as far as talent goes, well, would it be through Heyman Boxing, as far as like number of fighters? So.
That's it. And so obviously it's regardless of what our dear brother Rick Glazier states on the daily, it's in everyone's best interest for PBC to succeed. Now, with that said, I'm not oblivious to reality. Okay? Excuse me. Their deal with Amazon Prime is a distribution deal only, in which they have nothing. They have nothing with Amazon Prime. They're having to fund everything, including the featurettes, including the promotional features, right? They're having to fund everything. So after Canelo event with Jaime Munguia lost money, and then after Tank Davis tanked mightily at the box office, that's the reason why they're negotiating and putting a deal together with ESPN out of necessity. Once again, necessity is the mother of invention, right? That's the reality, guys. So say what you want, but I know this for a fact, that PBC is working with ESPN and Bob Arum out of necessity. Before this, James, when is the last time they worked with ESPN, Al Heyman?
Goodness, man, I can't necessarily.
Fury Wilder 2 and 3.
Man,
how long ago was that, brother?
Oh, you said the Wilder joints.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell Matthew.
Yep, that's basically it. But that was a joint promotional type thing, and at least for me, I don't necessarily count that.
Yeah, look, the last time PBC and Bob Arum worked together, it cost ESPN tens of millions of dollars.
Yep.
And so in this scenario, ESPN is in complete control. And they are not paying Tank Davis more than $5 million guaranteed. And he's a little miffed at that. But so what does that say about the entire fan-driven narrative that, oh, Tank just signed a multi-fight deal worth $200 million? Dude, how true is that then, James?
That would not be good towards that, but I was going to mention this. Let's say if you're Tank Davis and you're his team, and I know a couple people that are within, his team, number one. But speaking with of course his people within his camp. But this goes in reference to overall promotion and overall marketing towards the fight with Vasyl Lomachenko, right?
Yep.
What would be better, having a fight with Lomachenko or any other opponent where it's exclusive to Amazon Prime, or you have a fight with Vasyl Lomachenko and it's being promoted by ESPN?
Well, look. Here it is. So if they had something on Amazon Prime exclusively, they would have to come up with the guaranteed purse amounts for themselves. That's the caveat. They're having to do this out of necessity, James, or else PBC is out of business. Give me another event that's on the cusp of being announced from PBC.
There's supposed to be one coming up, but
that's bullshit, and you know this.
Because guess what? Wouldn't you think it would have been announced by now? I'm just because if I'm not mistaken, there was something going on when they had, I forgot what it was. Maybe it was the workout with Tank and Frank Martin or something like that, right? But they had a certain fighter out there that was a former world champion.
Caleb Plant.
Okay, there you go. And while he was having a conversation with a certain reporter that has a certain relationship with Caleb Plant, that they had leaked that he was supposed to be fighting in August. Well, we're almost midway through July, folks. Yeah.
Yeah.
About that.
Yeah, James. Yeah. So, brother, once again, the thing I love about the boxing business, as well as what happens in the ring, the truth always reveals itself in time. Okay? So, once again, James, since you've been affiliated with Warwick Boxing, have you seen any other prognostications from any other channel or any other podcast that has come to fruition like ours?
Nope, not necessarily as far as like podcasts go.
Not even close. Not even close. And why? Because we're in this fucking business, guys. That's the only reason. That's the only reason why we're here. Because we are here for you, and you guys deserve to know the skinny. Right? So let's hold on. Excuse me. James, what say you to this?
Hold
ESPN is in the business of robbing Lomachenko.
ESPN can't be in the business of robbing Lomachenko because Lomachenko really doesn't require, well, one, doesn't require that much.
Yeah.
And two, we're talking about Vasyl Lomachenko. Okay. For those, of course, if y'all have followed Lomachenko's career, just look at the fights that he's had and look at the venues that he's been in. Particularly look at the venues that he's been in. Compare that to some of the guys that you may view as the quote unquote superstars of the sport and look at the venues that they have been to and been in and had large turnouts, large gates. You can't say that about Lomachenko.
Yep. Look, guys, James, this is what makes the Shakur Stevenson debacle so perplexing, right? When have you ever heard of a 35-pounder being able to demand a minimum of $3 million guaranteed throughout boxing's rich history?
Never, with the exception of one, but we just mentioned who that one is.
That's it, guys. That's it. It's ridiculous. It's insane. Right? It's insane.
It's absolutely preposterous.
That's a really good accent, brother. That's a really good impression. Larry, listen, W.A.W, welcome to the show, sir. He says, if JANIBEK has to move up, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Munguia. You know what, brother? W.A.W, you have a great eye for matchmaking, sir. But once again, matchmaking depends on a lot more than just an eye for a style matchup. What's wrong with that merging, sir? That merger, James?
See, that, yeah, nah.
So think about this. Jaime Munguia. Think about this. Hold on, James. Think about this. Jaime Munguia, he's riding high on, even though he got beaten by Canelo Alvarez, he had a pretty good performance.
Yes, he did.
And he was doing very well until he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
And so what benefit does it have to Jaime Munguia fighting JANIBEK Alim Anala if he doesn't have to?
He don't have to at this particular point because, I think Golden Boy has a good little plan for Jaime Munguia that is part of the same playbook that they had before fighting Canelo Alvarez. So, Jaime Munguia is good at this particular point.
Guys, expect him to fight the winner of Christian Mbili versus Sergey Derevyanchenko. Expect him to fight. Don't expect Canelo Alvarez to fight the winner of that.
Oh, hell no.
Guys, let's segue to Canelo Alvarez. James, do you have any news to announce on this channel?
Well, even though there has been a recent announcement by the World Boxing Council in reference to the quote-unquote multi-division interim world champion, David Benavidez, that they granted David Benavidez an extension to make a decision as to if he's going to be the 175-pound WBC interim champion or the 168-pound WBC interim champion. As of right now, it looks like David Benavidez is having a good time over in Dubai or, wherever he is. So that is why the WBC granted him an extension in reference to his decision on where he's going to go. Now, there has been reports or a report that he could go to 168. Yes, there has been a claim by David Benavidez himself that he said he has no issues going back down to 168, even though he had his fight at 175. But is he going to go down to 168 if he doesn't feel like he has a fight locked down with Canelo Alvarez. Something tells me that I don't think he has a fight locked down with Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah. So where's Canelo Alvarez gonna fight, brother?
Well, it did surprise me when I, got a report, but it looks like Canelo is going overseas.
Woo! I tell you what, in my mind, that's a stroke of genius. And once again, we're not talking about September because he doesn't want to compete with Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois. You're looking at October or November. And it's going to be on Sky Sports with boxer Ben Shalom. Guys, it pains me to report this. Do you want to report it, James? Do you want to announce it? Do you want me to?
You go ahead and do it.
All right, here it is. Guys, Sky Sports is willing to pay Canelo Alvarez 40 million pounds to fight Chris Eubank Jr. in October or November. More than likely, it's October in Manchester Arena, which holds 21,000 fans, right? Because they do not want to compete with Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois at Wembley, 90,000 on DAZN. They don't want to compete with that. But Canelo Alvarez, and once again, what was the biggest quandary facing Canelo Alvarez at this time at 168? His lack of options. In my mind, this is a stroke of genius. So he gets a big ticket seller in the UK. Even if he places this on pay-per-view during the day in the American market, it's still going to garner at least 250, 275,000 purchases. And in the UK, this is a big time million purchase seller, right? This is a stroke of genius. And after this, when he knocks the fuck out of Chris Eubank Jr., he's going to fight Terrence Crawford in May, Cinco de Mayo weekend, United States. But Crawford has to get past Madrimov. In my opinion, James, that's not an easy task. Why is Crawford looking past Madrimov, or is he?
I don't think he is. But yeah, that's going to be an intriguing bout there between those two. But
so in front of 11,000 fans in LA?
What? It's going to be in front of who?
11,000 fans in LA?
You sure about that?
No.
Yeah, I thought so. So. Oh my God. Listen, if anybody hasn't done so already, just go ahead and try to check out the ticket prices on Ticketmaster for BMO Stadium, buddy. Man,
oh my gosh.
I know we kind of talked about this on an earlier episode of War Week Chats. But yeah, when I say that there have been a few people that have had second thoughts on, going over to Los Angeles for this event, like,
oh boy,
God.
Oh boy.
Ooh, that's why I pretty much had said that I thought August 3rd would be like a measuring stick of sorts for Turkey LLC when it comes to Terrence Allen Crawford and how much he brings to the table. So
Oh
I'm
boy.
just waiting here a few weeks for it all to come into basically development, and then he sees what a lot of people have seen over the years when it comes to Terrence Crawford and his overall drawing power.
Oh boy. And once again, guys, if this was a big red flag for Turkey Al Sheikh's involvement in boxing, why is this on pay-per-view if he doesn't care about anything coming back? James?
Wait, hold up. What was the last part about moving up?
Oh, why doesn't well look. If Turkey Al Sheikh,
Uh-huh.
like the biggest advocates of Turkey Al Sheikh's involvement in boxing, if they insist that he doesn't care about money coming back, why on earth is this on pay-per-view?
Yeah, that's been the thing that a lot of people have raised up. It's like, oh, here he is, it's Turkey Yellow Sheik. He's taking over boxing. Oh, it's Turkey Yellow Sheik. He's putting in that much money, this money here, that money there, this money everywhere towards boxing. Well, if that is the case, well,
Fucking
then he would
James.
basically be the sponsor for these fights, or basically, take over as far as like, anything from front end, back end, or whatever. So with that being said, okay, this shouldn't be on pay-per-view. Now, this particular card, or this particular fight was involved in an earlier version of the rumor mill.
Yep.
And in that, we pretty much hinted, number one, that Terrence Crawford was going to face Israel Madrimov. But
Yep.
but it was going to be something where would bring in Terrence Crawford as a showcase fighter for them to be on the zone and drive up subscribers within the US market.
So what changed, James? What changed?
Well, I guess that means that Turkey Al Sheikh isn't necessarily putting in all that money for, unless if he's getting some good returns. And as we had mentioned earlier, in reference to Terrence Crawford, when he has a very high price tag, it doesn't matter who is the person that's putting up the money for it. They want to get that money back. And the way that they
That's
do
it.
that is pay-per-view.
That is a huge red flag, guys. Come on. You can't be oblivious to reality. Oh, Turkey Al Sheikh doesn't mind bleeding money.
Well,
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Come on. If he doesn't see a return on his investment, do you really think 2 years from now he's going to want to invest in the sport of boxing? And when you're giving someone like Terrence Crawford 16 million plus guaranteed, do you really think he's not interested in the return on his investment? That means the only reason, guys, why this is being shown on pay-per-view on DAZN and ESPN is because the licensing fee demands it. In other words, the money that ESPN and DAZN is going to be paying to show this, broadcast this event, is so much to where they have to attach this to a pay-per-view revenue stream. That says it all now, doesn't it, James?
Yep. Sure does.
Yep, you heard it there. It's shocking. Yep. Yep. And that's it, guys. Once again, it's almost a hindrance knowing, well, put it this way, it's almost a hindrance being in this business, isn't it, James?
Hey, you got it right. Being in this business, because it definitely the business of it really is
Yep.
interesting.
I
To say
tell
the
you
least.
what,
Woo.
it's almost like fans on Twitter are Dorothy and Toto, and we're like, don't pay attention to this person behind the curtain.
Yep.
But guys, look, on this channel, we're going to pull back the curtain and let you know exactly what's going on, because we want you guys to understand why certain decisions are made and aren't made, right? So let's go into the final topic of this, right? Boots Ennis making his debut in Philly tomorrow, or dare I say, tonight. Look, we just talked about JANIBEK killed himself to make 160 pounds. That's why he was scratched from the card. Jerron Boots Ennis, how long do you see him continuously making 147?
Man, I don't. I can't see it happening much longer. Just to be upfront about it. I just don't see it happening much longer. I know that this is going to be what his first defense of the IBF welterweight title. But listen, there's only so much you can do once you hit a certain age. So yeah, he's gonna eventually find out that once he gets to a certain age, there he can't necessarily make the weight comfortably as he would like to do.
Hold on. Let me put this right out here. Hold on. Here to there. Welcome to the show, sir, and God bless you, my friend. Thank you for always supporting the product. He says Eddie Hearn finally gets it right and puts Boots in Philly. Just hope Eddie keeps him active. Um, uh, uh, uh,
We'll be hopeful. We'll be hopeful. Okay, we'll be hopeful on that.
Look. Eddie is a great promoter when he understands the landscape, right? He has a rich history, thanks to his dad, of cultivating attractions in the UK. But in America, what's his record look like, James?
Is this the same Eddie Hearn that had what was it? Daniel Jacobs versus Masi Selecki
Oh,
in
Chingao.
place?
Oh my gosh, dude. Stop it. Oh.
Just checking. Just
Seletsky. Holy shit.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, Chingao, dude. How about Boo Boo Andrade? How about
Oh,
Devin Haney? How
yeah.
about Mikey Garcia?
Oh, Mikey Garcia over at Texas. You mean that? That
No,
fight?
I'm talking about when he got his ass whooped at a minor league ballpark
Oh,
by
with
Sandro
Sandro
Martin.
Martin.
Yep.
Oh man. Oh goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. Here to there knows. Joseph, we were talking about this with Bam and Phoenix when he should
Yeah.
be in SA. Yep.
Yep.
And that's it. That's it, guys. Um, look, this is a real problem, guys. But look, give him an A for effort, I guess.
He's
He's one
trying.
of the few promoters today that likes to beat his feet and likes to move his gums, right? He is a great mouthpiece and he likes to visit media to peddle tickets. But has that equated to anything in terms of significance as of yet, James?
No. Not as of yet.
No. Nope. So are we hoping for the best, James?
Yes, we are here initially. So, I'm still, looking forward to seeing what's going to happen here later today, as far as like the
Hold on.
San Diego Fargo or Center.
Toby says, James, you're talking about ages ago. What about his last few events? Are you do you really want me to bring up his last several events?
Oh boy.
How about Richardson Hitchens?
Oh yeah, that what we just mentioned. Richardson Hitchens versus what was it? Freaking
The Argentine.
yeah. Man, just had his name
Gustavo
there.
Lemos.
Gustavo Lemos. At
Are
the
you talking about Bam Rodriguez in Phoenix?
Fontainebleau, Las Vegas. Oh,
And
you talking about
are you talking about Bam Rodriguez in Phoenix, Arizona?
Phoenix, Arizona instead of San Antonio, Texas.
Yep. What else? Do you want to go to Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis in San Francisco?
Yeah, how great was that?
How to do on pay-per-view? 49,000?
If that, right?
Well, look, guys, this is a problem. This is a problem. Look, I'm hoping for the best because it only benefits the health of boxing if he does very well tomorrow night. But by what you saw at the weigh-in, James, what are you expecting?
Hey, I'm still expecting. I'm still expecting a stoppage by Boots Ennis. That's what I'm still expecting.
I'm not talking about that, brother. I'm talking about asses and seats.
Oh, I think it's gonna be a good, good turnout there. So I mean, Wells Fargo. My thing is, of course, when it comes to actual numbers, there have been
Yep.
some reports that
Yep.
maybe it could reach a little bit below 1 million at the gate, but I would still have to, look into that. There have been multiple posts about that being the case, so we'll see.
Well, look. And here's the dilemma, right? Here's the dilemma. Eddie Hearn, when you're talking about live gates, does any of that money, does DAZN see any part of that?
Oh, at the gate? No.
No.
Usually,
So how much are they expending on this fight?
or as far as like
DAZN.
the broadcast it? Shoot.
DAZN, yes. How much
Oh, well, they're
money
gonna pay the purses.
was the licensing fee?
Oh, they gotta pay the purses, so it's gotta be at least over 3 million.
Almost 4 million. Rock,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is that going to result in additional subscriptions for DAZN?
Oh no.
So what's the point?
I'll just say this: like, why would DAZN or whoever represents DAZN approve of that being the guarantee for Boots Ennis if they don't feel like they could get those returns for subscribers?
Oh. So here it is, James. Would you like to share this information, or do you want me to? Joseph, what's Boots guarantee now? 3 million guaranteed.
Yeah, 3 million. So there you go, folks.
And that's it, guys. So an unproven prospect, let's just say it, prospect, even though he has the title, he's still a prospect. $3 million. So with that information, James, do you see Shakur Stevenson signing with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Sport USA?
I'll give it about 25%.
¿Por qué, señor?
He says that he's gonna be, there in attendance for this fight card, and I mentioned the thing there, of course, with Jerome Butsenis and Jalil Hackett, who also has a multi-fight deal with Matchroom Boxing. And so it's going to be like, well, I mean, look at this, Shakur. I gave these guys
hold on, real quick. Hold on, James. Listen to this. Over 66 million sports fans as subs for DAZN globally. Does that make any difference when you're talking about Jerron Boots Ennis or Shakur Stevenson? Where are they being cultivated currently?
We're talking about the zone that hosts multiple sporting events on their platform.
And wait a minute, where did you get the number 66 million worldwide?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
So wait a minute, how many subscriptions do they have in the American market where both Shakur and Jerron are going to be cultivated? Have they even breached the 500,000 mark? That says it all now, doesn't it? That says it all, guys. Look, it's of no consequence if you try to regurgitate global figures, which isn't 66 million. Now, come on. Think about this. Netflix has over 260 million subscribers worldwide. Do you really think DAZN has 66 million?
That's where that came from.
Yeah. So, yeah. Hold on. So Toby's remarking, DAZN, they're a global company, for fuck's sake. Yeah. And they don't have 66 million subscribers. That's a lie. I already know this for a fact. Okay? And once again, though, on the other hand, consequently, does that have any relevance in the American market? Even if they had half of that, which they don't. And I know this for a fact. Does it have any consequence in the American market? So, once again, off the ropes, thank you for telling me something that I already know. But once again, are all of those sports fans boxing fans as well? And in the American market, which they're being cultivated. Once again, why isn't Jerron Boots Ennis, why isn't his fight being held in Madrid, Spain tomorrow? James?
Who would go to that in Madrid, Spain? Though?
Exactly. Why is it being held in Philly?
Because it's where he's from, and they know him in Philly. So
that's it. So why are you bringing up? Hold on. Toby says, yes, they do. Joe, now you're talking horseshit. Okay, give it to me. Give me the proof. Give me the proof, because I already know this isn't true. Okay, the matchmaker for Matchroom Sport is a dear friend of mine, Kevin Rooney Jr. And he's telling me something entirely different. Okay? So give me the proof, Toby. I know you're pulling for this, and so am I. But let's just stay within reality, not fantasy land, right? Show me the proof. Show me the proof, because I already know that that's not reality. Once again, you can fudge numbers somewhere else, but don't do it here because it's not going to fly. All right? Hold on. Why is the American market so important? Tell me this, Toby. When hasn't the American market been important in boxing? You give me one era in which the American market hasn't been important in the health of boxing as a whole, ever. Okay? James, can you answer that question?
The American market pretty much drives the majority of the sports here because, I mean, they're the ones with the highest price tag. I mean, the clear example. I mean, we're talking about boxing itself. Like, compare the prices for buying pay-per-views here to anywhere else in the world, and that gives you all you need to know.
Yep, that's it. I tell you what, this is why you're not seeing all of our premier events taking place in Ukraine or Russia or Japan or the UK for that matter. Okay? So that's it, guys. And look, we're already 96 minutes in. James, let's get your parting shots because it's getting late. It's already 1:09 from where you are. So your parting shots for our listening audience.
Yeah, just looking forward to seeing what's going to happen over here in Philadelphia in a few hours, and yeah, that pretty much like sums it all up because they're really after this, as far as like events here in the near future, like it's kind of looking pretty sketchy here at this point. So
So once again, hold on before you continue, James. Why is the American market so important? Have you ever heard of Matchroom Japan?
no,
Have you ever heard of Matchroom Australia?
no,
Matchroom Argentina?
nope.
So why is Matchroom USA a thing?
Because that is what they're really thinking on for the maximized profit
look, guys,
within
look,
matching.
the last thing I want to do is rub anyone's nose in this. But when you, well, when you mess with the bull, you get the horns, and that's it. And dare I say anything else, James?
Yeah.
And there it is. James, I tell you what, I couldn't do this without you, my friend. God bless you, my brother, and thank you for always sticking to script and not forcing me, like Adam Lopez, of revealing anything more than I don't want to. I tell you what, do me a favor, if you can, please reveal some more of the Janet Jackson set list when you saw her.
Oh, what was it like? Love will never do without you, of course.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Like I said, Control, Let's Wait a While,
Oh
and
boy,
a number of them. The only thing that kind of
dude,
like
hold on. Did she play the pleasure principle?
yeah, she went through that too.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's amazing. Like, look, guys, for my money, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis are the industry standard in terms of hip hop. They paved the way for everyone that you listen to today. And that's Janet Jackson. That's what makes her so great. And so, James, money well spent, my friend. Money well
Yes,
spent.
definitely money well spent.
Yeah.
I tell
And
you, it
I
was
tell you what,
definitely worth it.
have fun tomorrow night, brother. And I tell you what, we'll be thinking of you and we'll be live calling the event. So please call in. I'll send you the link. Please call in after the event so you can give your thoughts on everything that you just saw. up close in person,
Oh,
right?
I'll see if I could jump in because I'll depending on when I leave the arena, I'll probably be heading back towards my area. So
I'll tell you what, we're all ears, my friend. And James, keep doing what you do, brother, because you are a credit to the business. God bless you, my friend. On behalf of one of the hardest working men in this industry, James Bell, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to War Week Boxing. Have a great evening, everybody.
Vashon Holdings proudly presents War Week Radio Chats with ring announcer Joseph Heron.